Hi everyone, Myrtle Schmergle here, reporting from planet Earth. Where else? This is the hot spot of the universe right now, and I'm in the Western Hemisphere, the United States of America. So today we've entitled this Humanity's Greatest Epidemic, which in our opinion, we see that this is. Now, you may be asking yourself, oh, right, what is she going to talk about? What new disease is coming down the pike? Well, this has been around for much longer than I have, for eons. And in our humble opinion, it's the lack of love, not being able to receive love, feeling unloved by God. Now, God is a spirit. I don't care what you call it. You know, Yahweh, the divine creator, the one spirit of all things. There's so many names. It, the absolute, whatever. But God, in our opinion, we call it God. God, the divine creator, the one that is in all things. The spirit, it's a spirit. That's love. That's love. God is love. All right? God is love. And so many people, now we're not talking about religion here. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about the spiritual experience of the divine creator of all things. God, the divine creator of things, which is love. And we have seen and feel and notice for years, and wherever we go and when we talk to people, I mean, we used to have a job in supermarkets and health food stores where we talked to thousands of people each week. And so many people were sick with this ailment and that ailment and this ailment and that ailment. And the bottom line was, they felt unloved. They didn't feel God's presence. They didn't feel loved by God. They didn't love themselves. I mean, I'm telling you, in our personal experience, that's the epidemic. Not receiving, not being able to receive, not being able to feel God's love, being out of touch. And we're not talking about religion. We're talking about a personal experience with the divine. All right? Because we've seen miraculous healings right and left. All these different organizations with people going out, they're in touch with the love of the divine, the love of God, and they just go out and speak that to people, and people are being healed miraculously all over the place from everything. People are even being raised from the dead. All right? We've seen it. Okay, we've experienced it right and left, and you can too if you search for it on YouTube. But we know that this is real and this is happening. But what is it? It's the love of the divine, the love of God. So in our opinion, that's the biggest epidemic. People don't feel love. They don't feel self-love. So we have to get in touch with God, with the divine. And now that we have this divine feminine energy that's here all over the planet and has taken over and is going to grow, and the patriarchal energy is going to dissipate, and what's ruling this planet is going to be divine feminine energy. And what is that? What is that? It's love. It's nurturing. It's healing. It's love. It's love. It's love. It's love from the divine creator. So we just wanted to mention this because we see this happening, and we just ask that you tune in and see where you're at in your relationship with the divine creator, the spirit of all things, God, the absolute, it, Yahweh, whatever you want to call the one creator, the spirit behind all things, in all things. See what your relationship is, and see and feel the love coming from the divine, because the divine loves us. We're spirit. The spirit is in us. Have you ever seen somebody pass away? I've witnessed people pass away. I've witnessed animals pass away. I've seen it. I've been in the room, and you'll see the spirit, whoosh, the spirit leaves the body, and then it's just the body. But the spirit lives on. We told you about that in another episode, that we saw a friend of ours, her father, after he had passed away. We just see them like we're looking at you. We just saw him after he passed away, and he was in his spirit body. He looked like a very younger man, maybe late 30s, and he was standing there, and he was so shocked, and he said, "I'm still alive." He was so shocked because there is no dead. It's like you just step out of this suit, okay? So I'm telling you, just check in with yourself. All right, let me ask you a question. Raise your hands. How many people out there feel loved by God? All right, just raise your hands. Oh, wait, there's not that many. There's not that many of you that feel loved by God. All right, so that's the epidemic. People don't feel loved by God. So do a meditation, check it out, see where you stand in your relationship with the divine. Do you feel God's love? Do you feel loved? Do you feel worthy of God's love? Are you in harmony with this love? And then we'll end this epidemic that's been humanity's greatest downfall, the lack of receiving love from the divine creator. Myrtle Schmergle. Until next time, signing off.